Hi, it's Nicole Mangina with Windermere Real Estate, and today we're talking about things you can do to prepare your home to sell. Everybody always wants to know what your agent is going to do to market your home, assuming that the marketing starts the moment your listing goes live in the multiple listing service. But the reality is the marketing starts long before your home hits the market. Here are 5 things that you should do before actively listing your house. The first is look under the hood. You know, when you go to buy a car, one of the first things you want to do, look under the hood, especially if you're buying a used car and you are selling a used house. You want to know what's going on and make sure that you're making a good purchase. So when you're selling a house, get it pre-inspected. Know what's going on with your house. It does mean you have to disclose what's going on. It also sets the tone in a transaction. I am a big believer that there's no such thing as bad information. It's usually when you get the information that affects how people feel about it. And if you can find out ahead of time, sometimes you can fix those items. A lot of times you can get those repairs done for less money than a buyer wants. On average, a buyer will want $5 for every $1 worth of repairs, and that can add up quick. So first step, look under the hood, get your home pre-inspected. Tip number 2, clean it. And you know that deep clean that you've always wanted to do, but you never do because really it's a hassle. Clean it. Make it look nice and new. Clean the windows, clean the baseboards, get all of that stuff. Hire a cleaning company to do that for you, quite honestly, because it's a drag. You don't want to clean your house, but it's so worth it. Make people feel good about it when you walk in the door. Tip number 3 is stage it. If your home is vacant, it means you need to bring in furniture. Oddly enough, things look smaller when they don't have anything in them. So having that furniture in helps. It also just helps with that emotional connection to a house. There's nothing worse than walking into a house in the middle of winter with no furniture. All you hear is an echo and the heat's not turned on and you can see your breath. It's hard to get excited about that. So bring that furniture in, turn the heat on. And if you live in your house, you still want to get it staged. You can use your current furniture. You usually don't need to go and get new things, but usually what you need to do is declutter, because the reality is how we live in a house and how we sell it are 2 totally different things. And that stager is really going to help get in a buyer's mind of how are they going to see things. It's the things that you can't see when you're living in the house. So that's tip number 3 is staging. The next tip on things you can do to market your house before you put it on the market is the curb appeal. You know, have the grass cut. It's edged, everything's trimmed up really well, and get some color out there. Even if it's just a little pot that you buy and put by the front door that's got some colorful flowers in. And maybe you live in a condo and you think, well, gosh, I don't have grass and I don't have a driveway that needs to be power washed or sidewalks. You can still make sure that, you know, your area, when you walk up to your condo, walk down the hall and ask yourself, what would you think if you were a buyer? You know, do things need to be swept or vacuumed, or maybe the door frame needs to be walked off? You still have curb appeal, even if you're in a condo. So pay attention to that. Tip number 5 on preparing your home to sell is get professional pictures. Makes the biggest difference. A buyer is going to make the decision as to whether or not to get in their car and come see your home. It's the most critical part of what you're doing. And having a professional photographer, they can find that right angle. Do you know sometimes you see those pictures and they just look beautiful, and then maybe you go to take the same picture and it doesn't quite look the same? Sometimes it's the angle, sometimes it's the exposure. The photographer that I use, he takes the same picture 8 times. He does it at different exposures, because you know when you're taking a picture indoors, it's really difficult. If you get the lighting correct inside, then whatever's on the outside of the window gets washed out, and vice versa. When they do it at those different exposures, they marry all of those together and it looks in the picture just like it does when you're in the house. You get the nice bright inside and you can get the lovely view on the outside of the windows. So there you go, my 5 tips on preparing your home to sell. If you'd like more information on how to maximize your next home sale on the Seattle's East Side Market, Kirkland, Bellevue, Redmond, and other neighborhoods, feel free to give me a call.